Welcome to Xbox Uncut's episode 309. We're here to talk about video games and maybe some entertainment stuff. And I don't know, maybe Maneater. I don't know. I don't know, but to help me to guide this train wreck of a show, I have the wonderful Will. Welcome to the show, Will.
Yeah, what's going on? I'm glad to be here. It's going to be another interesting night of news and discussion, so it should be fun.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, where to start? I don't even know. So, reason we delayed the show from yesterday is I honestly fell asleep. I slept from like 6 to like 10. It woke up and went, fuck. All right, well, I guess the podcast is going to be delayed. So you can send your hate mail to me. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's my fault. I take full responsibility. I was napping on the
That's
job.
cool.
I was
I
napping
mean,
on the job.
it probably wasn't be done anyway because I was out doing stuff like, doing some errands, so it
You
wasn't
don't
just
have to
you.
find another excuse for me, sir. I slept on the job. But we will have Steph coming, I believe, into the show later. He is just, take care of his children's, You gotta, children come first. They're the future, Children are the future.
That's right.
And that's why we gotta prep these children to play Minecraft so that it can sell over 200 fucking million copies and have over 126 million people. That's how you do a transition. Well, I'm working on it. That wasn't even, like, going to be even in the top part of our news, but I feel that was proper. It's ready. What do you think, Will? Will Minecraft ever stop?
No, this train don't stop, man. It just keeps going. I mean,
Everybody was
especially with
like 50 million, 54 million sold. Microsoft's retarded for buying fucking Minecraft. It's done.
you wonder if how Dungeons is gonna do. That's gonna do pretty well too.
They've been marketing it very well. Like, I don't know, like, it doesn't feel forced, but it's like it's on Twitter. It's everywhere. Like, preload Minecraft Dungeons now. Like, I know I have it preloaded. I know I've like told like 20 friends. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah.
What about you, sir? Have you preload? No. Did you buy? Because I don't believe you have an active Game Pass subscription. So did you buy the Minecraft of Dungeons?
No, I was like, when I started going to Game Pass, I was like, oh, nice. And I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot I don't have Game Pass anymore. But yeah, I'll check it out. Maybe was it like $30?
Yes. Would this make you
So,
subscribe to Game Pass?
no, but I will buy it. Like
Okay.
maybe when it's a discount, maybe I'll just buy it outright if I have like what do you call it, Microsoft Cash,
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you.
Jeffrey money.
Mhm. Man, I'm
So
excited. Like, Minecraft Dungeons. It's gonna be so
yeah,
much
that's
fun.
totally up there.
It's
Yeah, that's totally up
Minecraft.
your alley.
It's Diablo. It's going to be so good. And it comes out, I
Totally.
believe, on the 26th, which is really soon. That is on Tuesday night. Or, well, not Tuesday night. Monday night, Tuesday. We will be able to kill some zombies.
Yeah, yeah. So
All right.
that should be good.
All right, moving on. We had, what other announcements? We had the Mafia Trilogy get
Oh, I
announced, the
keep forgetting
definitive
that.
edition. Yeah.
Oh, sorry to backtrack, but I
You're
always
good.
have to ask this. So, so did Microsoft break like the number that they bought Minecraft for? As like
I
for
believe it's always been said that it was 2.5 million.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think they have to at this point, right?
No, not 2.5 million. I'm sorry. 2.5 billion is what they paid for Minecraft
That's crazy.
when it sold 54 million copies. Now it's over 200 million copies sold, and there is a free-to-play version in China that's not included, but that's over 300 million downloads of the game. So altogether, they're sitting at around 500 million copies out there, and that with 126 million active users. Because the active users counts both piles of people that bought it, and the Chinese free to play.
So I figured. So you think that it has to have gotten that money back at this point,
No,
right?
yeah, they've earned their
Yeah.
money back, and the
Yeah.
reason they even bought it in the first place was the money was worth more being in the property than it was just sitting there collecting interest. So they
Yeah.
never technically. I mean, if anything, the franchise is more valuable now than it was even then. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine what Minecraft is worth with 126 million active users. Like that buy
All right.
fucking microtransactions.
Oh,
That's
there's that too.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that's a that I imagine it's probably worth around $10 billion, the franchise.
That's
Which, yeah, when you think about it, that's just fuck it. Yeah, because I would say it's at least, yeah, 4 times as much.
yeah. And like I think they changed their logo recently too. Mojang. It looks kind of like funner, I guess.
Yeah.
It looks more like almost like a Lego brand.
Yep. I mean, it's that
So
they turned that I don't even look at them as part of Xbox Game Studios really. I mean, I know they are, but they're
yeah.
more like whatever we produce is meant for mass, like everything. Like we just want to sell on every platform everywhere. I think I don't know if it's true or not, but somebody was talking about how it's probably the most ported game of all time, even beating out Skyrim. It's
What
Minecraft
about
because you can
what
buy
about
Minecraft fucking everywhere. I'm.
what about Resident Evil 4? That was ported pretty much everywhere too.
It was, but let's break it down. Windows Phone doesn't exist anymore. It's on it. I think it's on Amazon Fire Stick. It's on Samsung VR. It's on uh just
Yeah.
Android, iOS. That's the mobile. Well, let's go Vita. Uh, is it on the 3DS? I want to say it is. Man, I need to know. I'm not sure if it's on. I mean, we know it's on the Switch, but
Yeah.
yes, it is on the 3DS. So there's the 3DS edition. Man,
Yeah.
it's everywhere. I'm like, I know people make fun of Skyrim being on toasters. Minecraft is probably on a toaster somewhere. It's on Tesla vehicles, I believe. Somebody's ported it over to the Tesla. Yeah, I mean, you name it, Minecraft's there, and they're willing to let you buy a realm for $10 a month or whatever it is a month.
So I'm curious, what do you think for next gen? What they're gonna do with the franchise? Are they gonna just have it on backwards compatibility and upgrade with the ray tracing, or are they gonna have like an actual new version out,
I
like
don't
a
think they
new
abandon.
Minecraft?
I think they just keep upgrading as they have. No reason to
Yeah.
start over. And even if they did abandon in that sense, it would be like how Java is today, the PC edition versus like Bedrock, where it's just yeah, they're just simultaneously being developed for. But I
Is
like
Bedrock? Yeah. Yeah.
what were you gonna say?
So Bedrock is based on Java, or is it like its own thing?
It's its own thing. Bedrock
Uh,
is rebuilt to be. I think it's C. What is Bedrock? Bedrock C sharp.
so
Bedrock.
it's its own engine, I'm guessing.
I'm sorry, people. I know you did not want to hear my tapping. But yeah, it's its own thing. It's not. Yeah, they completely. It's written in C plus uh, versus Java.
Interesting.
So it's yeah, it runs. Technically, it runs in a lot of ways. It runs a lot better than Java does. But there's some things that Java does better than Bedrock. It's just they're kind of two
Yeah.
different beasts. But Bedrock,
Yeah.
on the other hand, is the one where it's like, hey, if you want to play on a phone, you want to play on a tablet, you want to play on your toaster, you want to play on your Xbox, your PC, it doesn't matter where you go, you can all play together. That's Bedrock. While PC Java is just PC Java.
Interesting. Okay.
But like the
Curious.
RTX, like
Yeah.
ray tracing, that is Bedrock. That's not PC Java.
Okay.
But people have done their own add-ons to make PC Java do ray tracing.
All right. So my last question then is, does Mojang do anything other than Minecraft? Because I know there's a Minecraft like
Well,
branded studio, I think, but
They had another game, but I believe it got killed. Like it was, yeah, it just didn't work. So yeah, I mean Minecraft. I mean, when Minecraft's your bread and butter, you don't really complain all too much.
They figure like that studio must have other ambitions than to just work on Minecraft their whole life. I don't know. It just seemed like because they kind of seem like they're separated them because I know there's a Minecraft studio, right? Or is that just Mojang?
No, Mojang, however you want to pronounce it, is the Minecraft studio. They work on Java, they work on Bedrock, they work on all of it.
Well, because I remember there was like remember they had the branding for like the website of all the Microsoft like studios, and one of them
Mm-hmm.
just said Minecraft. It didn't say like
Yeah,
Mojang,
that's
so
because they were
I don't know.
calling Mojang Minecraft as a studio. It's weird, and
That's
this
weird.
whole new rebranding is supposed to, I guess, fix that, just so that they actually start calling the Minecraft developer Mojang. To be honest, people know how to say fucking Minecraft. Nobody really
Yeah,
knows the correct pronunciation of Mojang or Mojang or whatever it
yeah.
is. It's just easier to go,
Okay.
yeah, the Minecraft guys. Yeah, hey, it's them, the Minecraft guys. They're
Yeah.
cool. I could break a tree with my bare hands. All right.
All right. All right.
So let's move on. We saw the Mafia trilogy get announced. It comes with Mafia 1 remastered, Mafia 2 remastered. Well, Mafia 2, they call it Definitive Edition, and Mafia 3 Definitive Edition. And people that have Mafia 3 now are going to be upgraded to the Definitive Edition, which sounds like it's going to. They're going to be fixing Mafia 3, which is awesome. Like, I don't know if that's out yet, though. I really want that to be a good fix because I enjoyed that era and the game always looked a lot of fun. But you know, it ran like shit.
Yeah, I don't see them doing much with it besides like maybe updating the artwork for the icon
Title screen.
for the
Yeah.
title screen. I heard two also had like still has bugs like from like the 360 version, which is really bad. So I'm gonna wait it out until like all three of them are out and maybe they're on discount because I don't know, it just seems like they didn't really port them very well or at least like handle this whole thing because like one comes out in like late August, which is ridiculous, and if you buy it now, you're kind of just giving them your money, so it's weird.
Yeah, you're right. We'll see. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, but it is a game I'll end up buying as long as it runs well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get it. It's a good series, but I just don't like the way 2K had approached this trilogy thing. I mean, just wait till they're all out and then release
Yeah,
the trilogy. Don't just
but you
put
can buy them separately.
yeah,
So
you
I've
can.
already heard Mafia 2 is already completely broken, apparently.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't buy. Personally, I'm not buying the trilogy. I'm buying just Mafia 1 remastered because it looks awesome and it looks like that's the one that they're actually putting a lot of effort into. And that's, it's kind of the one I want to play.
yeah. I mean, the only positive is that if you have the standard version of three, I believe you get upgraded to the definitive edition, which comes with everything.
Yeah.
So that's good. Besides that, I'm not sure what else you get. I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't think they're gonna do much upgrades to it unless you play it maybe on the Series X.
Yeah.
I think that's the best you can probably hope for.
Was it not?
Well,
Was it X enhanced or not? I don't remember.
yeah, yeah, it was.
Okay.
I know I had some weird glitches too that hopefully they fixed by this point. Like the weird time of day thing was going on, and like, I mean, I think I heard like cars were exploding. It was like a weird list of
Yeah.
like bugs that apparently were in there. But hopefully they fixed all that stuff and it's ready to go. You don't have to worry about much of that stuff. So yeah, as long as you don't have any like game breaking bugs, then I guess that's fine. But yeah, I mean, 2K, just fix your games before you put them out. Don't screw over your consumer who was excited for your Mafia series, and don't screw up the first one because that's what most people are excited for.
All right. Next up, we had the head of Xbox France, Ina Gelbert, confirms that Gears 5 above ultra settings, 120 frames per second target for multiplayer will not be the only already released game by Xbox Studios that will receive Xbox Series X optimization uh, version. I through smart delivery. I'm curious if we see not just Gears, but like I'd love to see Forza Horizon really bump up 4K 60 or uh, I don't know, like Halo 5. No, Halo 5 is already 4K 60. I'm not sure what game they're gonna push. Maybe finally Minecraft will become 4K 60 without ray tracing. It'd be amazing if it
Yeah,
did, but it'd be nice to have 4K Minecraft finally. What were you gonna say?
yeah. I don't know. Minecraft is a weird one because they were promising the 4K textures, and then they said no, and then now the ray tracing thing. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. They're gonna have to. I think they're gonna have to tell fans what they're gonna do with the Series X version if they plan to upgrade it. Uh, but I figured like the latest games are gonna get the upgrades. Like Bleeding Edge, of course, is gonna get an upgrade probably. Gears 5, of course. So it's State of Decay 2. I'm curious about because that one has usually a lot of upgrades. But I think they've commented that they're not sure yet. I think they're still working on updates and maybe still working on 3, the newest one. Um, Let me see what other games came out. Uh, yeah, I'm sure Gears Tactics is gonna get that upgrade. What other games came out for the Xbox? Yeah, I'm not sure what else because I mean Ori, I'm guessing, but
Yeah.
that's already like pretty good. Is it dynamic resolution or is it 4K?
I don't know. But you don't like on
Yeah.
something that has dynamic resolution, you wouldn't need an update. It would just push it
Right.
further to be where it needs to be.
Yeah. So I figured those other games are gonna work just fine.
I mean, they
Definitely the
could
Master.
probably unlock the frame rate and then just have it go
Yeah.
like really fast.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. I think the most interesting one is Master Chief Collection because that one is
They'll all run at 4K 60 though.
they do, but the 60 is not very good. It's very inconsistent, especially like Halo, the original Halo. What's that? Um, Combat Evolved, because they all run kind of not so great. I mean, they do the best, but it's you can see it kind of struggles. So, and I think Halo 2 is that one on dynamic resolution as well?
It might be.
Halo 2 Anniversary. So that's gonna top out hopefully on the Series X, and then I mean I think they're gonna run really well. But they still have to fix some stuff with Halo Reach because that has still the sound issues, which is they've
Mm-hmm.
been working to resolve still. That I kind of don't want to play it because to be honest with you, it's weird, but it just feel it's so like dulled like the sound. It's not really it doesn't it's not punchy at all. So I hope to fix that before launch of the Series X. But yeah, I mean Gears will be an interesting one because that's already looking pretty good. But they have a ton of effects that the PC version topped out at that had really good like stuff on it, like the metal and the levels had more reflections in them.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's more ray tracing and stuff like that, and
Like I'd
the
like Red Dead
resolution.
2 to get 60. That'd be really
Oh
nice.
yeah, yeah, it would help out with the responsiveness like much more.
Yeah. But
And
all
that's like
right.
their only new game, so
Yeah.
for Rockstar.
Let's see what else we got here. Uh, Sony says its relationship with Microsoft is deepening following the cloud tech deal. So yeah, I mean, I think it would be shocking not to hear that. You're just gonna see a lot more on both sides of the fence, just streaming services. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be that's what everybody's pushing for. I mean, everybody hates the term "power of the cloud," but I mean, I hate to say it's the future, people. It's where everything is going, and it's all about server infrastructure. And Microsoft got it, and Sony don't. So yeah, they're gonna be working together, supposedly improving both services, so we all have an amazing streaming experience. I mean, got no,
Yeah, that's good.
it's not an issue. Uh, in a follow-up interview, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella claimed the cloud gaming deal was all driven by Sony. First of all, it was all driven by Sony. He told Fortune they looked at who are all their partners that they can trust. In fact, it turns out even though we're competed, we're also partnered. Uh, Lead PlayStation 5 architect Mark Cerny has called Sony cloud gaming pioneers, adding that their vision in this area should become clear and the company's head toward the next gen consoles released in 2020 holiday season. But yeah, it's cool to see them working together to allow us to move into the future of cloud streaming. So it'll be great to see the comparisons of Xbox streaming versus PSN streaming, and then realizing it's the exact same fucking tech, and people are just assholes that want to try to compare the same thing. It'll literally be apples to apples comparisons. Let's see what else is next. Call of Duty Warzone anti-cheat appears to be making an impact on that Warzone. I don't know if you've noticed it. Have you noticed any? Feel like cheating's gone down? Well, at all? Okay, I'm soloing this. Yeah. To my knowledge, like I feel like they mess with the algorithm a lot in Call of Duty Warzone. It keeps happening like every other day. Next thing one time there's like 20 missions and you're a little bit apart, but people can still mess with you. Next day they've changed it so that like your mission is right next to somebody else's mission, and you're always just jumping down out of the sky just to kill another dude because you're right on top of each other constantly. Personally, I like it to be a little more split up myself. I don't like it when they drop it where it's all pure, like just people dropping in nonstop and blood money because you can't move anywhere. Will, are you back yet?
Yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
my headset was like, I don't know, the settings were off again. Yeah. So we were saying about is this the anti-cheat thing for the
Yeah.
for Call of Duty?
Mm-hmm.
So is this for console or is it
Well, it
just
is
for?
because consoles play with fucking PCs, so yeah.
Ah, okay. So what was it the cheating that they were doing? There was just the respawning on people and stuff like that.
Well, people were like cheating and then jumping in and creating like getting a new account and instantly getting back into the game.
Yeah, that's not good.
Because Warzone being a free to play product, like it's not like there's a $6 barrier somebody had to jump through or code. It's just changing MAC addresses and stuff like that.
So how come they didn't just like turn off the crossplay option instead of the cheating thing?
I can't tell you, sir. They you don't have to play crossplay on PlayStation, but on Xbox you have to play with PC players. So I don't understand.
I don't understand that either. That
It's
would really
weird.
turn me off.
Yeah, but I will say I feel like recently that it's fair. Maybe like I don't feel like being too screwed versus how I'm playing. I think it's more of how they're adjusting the algorithm when it comes to like drops and where people exactly where weaponry lands. Well, I guess it's not where it lands, but where your missions take you. Because in like Blood Money, it's all about doing missions, and depending on how much they're paying per mission or how much they're forcing you to go up against somebody else during that specific mission can make a huge impact. Now, it
Yeah,
does
yeah,
say Steph is in Discord. Steph, are you there, sir?
yeah. Looks like he's muted, but
Yeah.
maybe he's doing something.
Maybe just listening in while he drives home. We'll take it. I
Maybe.
believe, if I were to guess, I'd say that's what's going on. All right.
Yeah.
What have you just lately? Have you played Warzone lately, or are you kind of out?
No, because it requires so much memory that I just never had the chance to download it. I do want to
Mm,
try it, but maybe when I clear out a lot of my stuff, I can maybe try it out again or try it
yeah.
finally.
I mean, honestly, I'm thinking about deleting all the other part of COD and just having Warzone installed. Because right now I have everything installed. And I'm kind
Yeah,
of. I know my friends like to play multiplayer sometimes, but I usually just play Warzone. And I think it's nice that they allow you to decide to delete like campaign and like certain all the campaign DLC essentially. I thought I
it's
see
still
a
like
flutter of life of Steph's mic.
100.
Hello, sir. I'm
How's it
here
going?
Yo, what's up?
Welcome to the podcast, sir.
for the late entrance. I had to go pick up my kid.
Yeah, we were taught about it. Let everybody know children are the future, so they come first. But
Wow, you going for me hard. And
uh, let's see.
what you guys talking about?
We're talking about Call of Duty, sir. Call of Duty, the anti-cheating mechanism being in place to stop all these cheaters from just re-downloading the game and then being right back into it.
Fucking time they do something about these cheaters. Is it specifically PC or
Well,
just what is
seeing
it?
as Xbox plays with PC, yeah, it's for both, I guess. But you can't cheat on Xbox like you can on PC, not to my knowledge. There's no.
PlayStation, I'm assuming, right?
Well, PlayStation doesn't play with PC players. They can opt out. Xbox players can't.
Wait, what?
Yep, PlayStation players can opt out of crossplay, while
You
Xbox
can turn
players have to.
crossplay on that. You can turn crossplay off on
Not in play
Xbox.
Warzone. You can only do it in multiplayer. It will literally prompt you and tell you that you need to turn it back on to play Warzone.
Oh, and Warzone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because the issue
I don't know
right
why
now
that
is
is.
people are downloading Warzone for free, and it is a free product, but they can just re-download it and continue to cheat.
Hmm.
But they have
Didn't
supposedly fixed that.
they do the whole thing where like you get matched up with other.
Yeah, but they're still trying to kick people off the network, to my knowledge.
Ah, I got you.
All right, let's see. Ori and the Will of the Wisp has a new improved HDR implementation on Xbox. I don't know. Like I've kind of I'm like 99% complete in that game. I don't know if I'll go back to look at it.
Just from HDR.
I I mean, for anybody that hasn't played it yet, it's a beautiful game, and it's just got more pretty. So go ahead, download it, play it. It's awesome. I highly recommend Ori and the Will of the Wisp. It's going to make you cry if you cried from the first game. It's just as
Yeah,
emotional. It's a tearjerker. It's a tearjerker.
I never finished the first one.
Oh man, you didn't hit
Sadly,
the super emotional parts then. Oh well, I mean the beginning by itself is super emotional, but
it was harder than I expected it to be. I guess
yeah. But it's like one of the
was
most responsive games I've ever played.
yeah. I mean, I like Cuphead better, but that's just because I think the art style maybe and the
Hmm.
music.
There's
But
nothing
maybe I
wrong
was
with that.
just in the mood for that. Yeah,
But
but
it's
I didn't
definitely
play it.
yeah. Both those games are designed to be super responsive, so you never feel like you're it's never like, man, the game's fucking fucked up. It's more like, man, if
Yeah.
I would have just hit this fast enough, I could have done this. Or it's
I don't know how many times when you play games like that, like you go from joystick to D-pad, you're like, if I just, I'm gonna switch to the joystick on this one, and then you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, cause the
Like I
control,
think Ori is, yeah, you have to play with joystick. You don't do D-pad
so I switch depending on how I'm feeling at the moment.
because the powers you get through the game require more flexibility. Oh,
I'm speaking more so of
like
Cuphead, really.
Cuphead, yeah.
Yeah, and Jesus, the other game I played a lot of. Fuck the I can't think of what it's called. It's the mountain game. You know what I'm talking about. I'll think of it here in a second. Anyway, go on. I want to drag it on
No,
this
no, you're
topic.
good. So Game Pass is getting some new games. We got Minecraft Dungeons coming up on Tuesday. We have Alan Wake, which I believe is already out there and ready to go
It's
for
out.
Game
It's out
Pass.
today.
And not Skitty's, City Skylines is back out, I believe, because I believe it went away for a minute and now it's back.
Person. Is that the first game that's done that?
I think so. Or, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say.
Well, at
Let's
least
see.
if it leaves it, that doesn't mean it won't ever come back.
Yeah.
Still have yet to finish Metro, and I know it's going to go away eventually if it hasn't already. So I'm getting close to beating it though. I don't know why. I don't just finish it. I need to. Go on. Go on.
All right. We had Take-Two came out with its, I guess it's like earnings for the year. We found out they have like over 150 games, I believe, in development right now, and only about 59 of them are known. So there are a ton of games that they are personally working on. Take Two is on the publishing side, but it's cool. I mean, there's
Did they specify what they were releasing those games on? Did they say like console games or did they say just games?
I think they just said
Curious to see if
games.
that's mobile, because don't they
I would
make a lot
imagine
of mobile?
I would imagine it's mostly mobile as well. Like
Okay,
it's not going to be just console games. Uh,
right.
but they also said the Outer Worlds is the most successful title, exceeded their expectations of 2.5 million copies sold, which is awesome.
Good on them.
Yeah.
Good on them,
Let's.
man.
All right, well, for the big news of the week, I guess, left it to the end. Microsoft Xbox is already crushing PlayStation when it comes to creating. But for PS, what is it? It's for Game Pass versus PlayStation Now. Like they have, I believe PlayStation Now is at 2.5 million essentially
Yeah.
for users. Xbox Game Pass is at 10 million with the user base that is far smaller. You also have what do heck? Okay, with over 10 million. Yeah, what do heck? I'm sorry, it's PUBG. What do heck?
What do? Are they in the chat right now?
No, it'd be
Oh,
amazing. I love Wadu Heck.
yeah, I do too.
But I will say Wadu is better than Banana Man. Just saying.
Agreed.
Okay, with 10 million Game Pass subscribers to PlayStation Now is 2.2 million. Microsoft is still a long way from 7 billion, but it's got a critical lead over the competition. But yeah, it's cool to see that Game Pass is actually taking off, and it's pretty much everybody there's a reason Sony's partnering with Microsoft to deploy their PlayStation Now. It's a reason why Microsoft's putting so much money into it. It's why everybody's putting so much money into it.
I'd like to play a little devil's advocate on that there, Dustin.
Okay.
I don't think. I mean, yes, there's a lot more users on Game Pass than PS Now, but I would say, I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was surprised when I seen it was 2.5 million already. I mean, when I say saying already is weird because it's been out longer than Game Pass, but since they changed the model and added real games to it,
Mm-hmm.
they literally what tripled almost in size, and
I don't
it
know what their
hasn't even
previous
been.
numbers. Yeah.
Before they put God of War and what was it, Horizon Zero Dawn, was that what it was? Or
I think
maybe it
so.
was Last of Us. It may have been Last of Us. Before they put those games in there, they were at 700,000, and then after that, they were over 1 million. Then they put Spider Man in there. I want to say in like October last year, and then since then they've made it
Yeah, they're
to.
growing. Yeah.
I mean, it's going fast. I mean, I'd argue that they would catch Microsoft within probably 3 years if
Why
they
would they
put
catch
all their.
Microsoft if Microsoft's only been out for, let's say, 8 months and they're already 10
Well,
million?
I
That
think
means, no, just to be honest, that means the growth at Microsoft, percentage wise, is way higher than the growth of PlayStation.
I agree.
Even though it's starting to take off, they're still low. It's like saying Mixer's growth makes Mixer bigger than Twitch, even though Twitch is growing exponentially faster. Like
That's not what
it's
I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if they take their service more seriously with the games that they have now and the fan base that they have, that I think that it could catch it just because of how many
Maybe.
people play
But I think the
their
question is if they're
console.
willing to put new releases on it, which I don't think they are. Because the games you
Well,
mentioned aren't new releases, like
I,
Minecraft
right,
Dungeons. First question I asked
but
Will is that are you willing to? Are you gonna go and pay $10 just to play it on Game
he is.
Pass to see if you even
Well,
like
he's
it?
not going to pay $10. He's going to buy the whole game probably.
Yeah, no, but like
But,
that's it's a valid question to ask. While like
on that
if you
point that you're trying to
when you're
make, let me just tell you something. You may not know this, but the person who made these small changes on the smaller scale, Jim Ryan, just got promoted to vice president of Sony, the whole company. Like he was like, I think he was vice president or president of like the gaming division,
hmm
but he's over the whole company. And the reason why they had that huge shakeup, I want to say at the beginning of last year, where Yoshida, Andrew House, and I think someone else either left or changed positions. Uh, he's the reason why those games made it to
Oh no, I
PlayStation.
agree. I just don't know
Say
if they're
that.
willing to make the jump to
Well, that's what
like
I'm trying
brand
to
new
say.
releases. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I think that's something that is going to happen in the future sooner than people think, just because of that's his mantra. I mean, he said he wanted games everywhere, like
because don't get me
Kojima.
wrong, like
He
I think
said he.
Microsoft's forcing Sony's hand, and I think with the launch of PS5, they need to have an answer for why
Uh,
you wouldn't buy a Series X and get like the 5 game Microsoft launches with it for $10 a month versus buying a PlayStation and having to, in the same sentence, having to pay another $400 worth of games to play them day one.
I
Like they
wouldn't
need to
call
be
it
able to
for
answer that. And that answer
right.
would just be them going, hey, if you have PlayStation Now, download the games. You have them day one. Like they can do the same thing. It's not like there's like handcuffs on them stopping them from doing it. But the question is, will they? And we don't know if they will. We know
Right,
Microsoft's doing it, so I think it'll
right,
force
right.
their hand. Yeah,
I don't.
I
I
mean,
wouldn't
I
say
think
it's
that's the right
forcing.
decision.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. I think it is too. But I wouldn't say it's forcing their hand. I just see them as looking at it as, hey, this is just money that we're missing out on. I don't think that they're going to do it because Microsoft's doing it. I think they're seeing that, hey, even though we sold 100 something million consoles, Xbox sold half or less than half or whatever of what we sold, but we didn't make that much more money than them. They were able to keep up because of the services and stuff that they've
Which is
they
yeah, just
adapted
having a subscription
basically.
model. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the main reason why this is something that they're going to do, because they're like, if we would have done what they did on top of selling all these consoles, even if we sold a little bit less, we would have made way more money, and that's
Well, I think
just
it's why you're going to
the
see. I
reality.
believe didn't Sony already say they're really not going to start posting sales numbers anymore either. Like nobody
Oh yeah,
is
that was
for the same
that's they
reason.
said. Yeah, they
Yeah.
said monthly active users, but they still, since they said that, they've still talked about
No, they
console
did,
sales.
but they're still
I mean, they
like it's
just
the
did.
point is they're moving to the same model Microsoft. I'm not going to say the Microsoft model, but the same model Microsoft is using, where it doesn't matter if you have 200 million consoles if only two people buy your product. Like what you want is a steady user just giving you $10 a month, and no matter who you are, I mean that's just a better deal for them.
And I think that was one of the big things that they did post at their last earnings report was their monthly active users and their
Mhm.
subscribers. I think they got around 35 million.
Yeah, I mean, don't get
Uh,
me wrong. There's
it,
nothing to shoot them off about. Like it's, I'm not trying
they
to
got a
downplay it,
lot.
but it's yeah. I just think that's the way the industry's moving, and I mean, I don't mind it because when you look at games like, let's say, Lawbreakers, a game that was awful. Like we didn't talk about Cliff Bleszinski yet, but he came out and he was like he regrets not putting it out on Xbox. And I think Jez Gordon talked about it for a minute, and I agree with him. Like, I don't think putting it on Xbox would have saved it. It probably would have prolonged its life just because the user base on Xbox is so shooter centric. So you would have had more people playing, like, consistently, like more hardcore people playing.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, did you play the game?
do what?
Did you play the game?
No, I didn't like it. Well, I
Well,
didn't
I
want to
mean,
play
so
it on
you
PC.
play it. You did play it though. Like you played it enough to say you didn't like it. Is my
Well, I didn't like the concept of it overall. I did want
oh
another Overwatch, and I wasn't
right.
willing to download it on PC because honestly, we were talking about. I don't know if we talked about before the show or on the show, but my PC's getting older, and it's just not up to play newer
Yeah.
games.
Hey, you might have to go in there and smack your brother around and say, "Hey, give me it set up baller. I'm
Yeah.
hating. This shit look fresh."
Well, I'm looking to build a new PC in the next month or two,
Man,
but
hey,
it's
shout out to Jason. This
I'm just
setup is dope.
I'm gonna get me I think I'm gonna end up getting the new i9, but we'll see. We'll see. I still gotta.
You look at 3000 series. You want to wait for those or?
Yeah, because I'm gonna use my cheap graphics card for now, and then just go with the 3000 series when they release. Probably a
Hey,
3070 or 3080.
what did you buy recently?
I bought a 580 for my server, just a
Oh, that's
cheap
right.
budget
Yeah,
guy.
you got
Yeah.
the you got the AMD one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind. No, I said I offered to take it up for ends. So I think I'm gonna build my son a computer for his birthday this year or
Mm-hmm.
next year. So, cause he I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I'll wait. I might wait. I might wait a couple more years. But anyway, as far as Lawbreakers go, the reason why I was asking you that is, I think that if the game was actually like maybe not like a great game, but just an okay, good game, the fan base that Cliffy had that was Gears based. I mean, all they had to do was market it as from the creator of Gears, and it would have sold or had because originally I think it was going to be free to play, but they changed it at the last second and made it like a $30 title.
Yeah, but
Uh,
what I'm saying, well, my point is not
okay,
that
go ahead.
it would have been better on Xbox or survive. It might have lived a little bit longer on Xbox.
Yeah, I think those fans would have helped it more. I mean, not to say
Not
that
that it would
he
survive,
wouldn't. No,
but Game
no, that's
Pass
not what
would have made that game live.
I
Because
don't know about
game
that.
no, it is because it's the exact same reason people shit on Sea of Thieves. It's the exact same like any of these
Yeah,
games
but
that
Sea of Thieves is actually a
real
game that
quick, Steph.
cultivated a fan base. So,
Yes, it cultivated a fan base off a game that was very basic and like and because of Game Pass, people could try Sea of Thieves. They didn't have to drop $60. They just continued to play it, and then they released cosmetics, and people bought those, and like it just slowly built over time,
right.
and they had the revenue from Game Pass because it was there. I think you take a game like Lawbreakers, I know it's third party, we're talking about first party, but like for Microsoft and Sony, where they're looking at these fucking colossal, insane budgets, and just go, hey, like put it, like let's just have the subscription based model. We can cover these games that we know are going to take a long time in development, and we can get people playing on it now, like kind of early, essentially, not beta testing, but have the framework up for these open world games that honestly just require too much manpower. And when you're just sitting on a game that like, hey, like let's talk about like let's talk about somebody who did it wrong, like PUBG. Like they sat on that game, they
Yeah.
created maps, but that game still runs like shit. Like it's still like it needs so much work. And Call of Duty comes around and rips it off. And I'll never play pub. I deleted pub. I deleted PUBG.
Mm,
I completely deleted it off my
mm,
system because fuck that game. Don't want to play it no more. I'm not interested in it no more. You know what? Warzone is better. Fucking by
it
a
is.
mile. Like it is just in every sense of the word. And don't get me wrong, I love Pub's original map, but the other maps are okay at best. They're not great maps.
Whoa,
I
whoa.
don't
You don't
like
like
them.
Chinook?
No, I'm not a hugest fan. Like I enjoy
Will.
original Pub for what it was, but they never fixed the underlying broken game. It doesn't feel like for the most part. Like it's just whatever. They had a huge user base and they kind of didn't do anything with it.
Yeah,
Warzone,
it's gotten much better, but it's still
it's janky.
yeah, there's still a lot of
Like there's
problems with
so
it.
much jank to it, and Warzone took their lunch. Like it is free.
Yeah,
It is
it, much more
fucking
people play
runs
it now.
smoothly. It fucking don't get me wrong. We just talked about the cheater situation with it, which they're adjusting. And but guess what? Warzone's been out a year at most, and we're already fixing the cheater situation. It's not like we're sitting there like, yeah, sometimes it runs at 20 frames, sometimes it does this, sometimes your character just falls through the floor. Like, it's it's pub. It's like, yeah, it's like you have an awesome formula, but you kind of squandered it. Like,
Yeah.
when your mobile app of fucking PUBG runs better than the console slash fucking PC version, like that's just sad. Just because they built it fresh for the fucking mobile app and the console PC are just this janky mess of a code base. I just no sympathies. Sorry, pub, you're out of my life. Warzone is in. I enjoy Warzone.
I think Pub also needs to put in more new weapons and like take out that Miramar map and redo it. Like there's still a lot of stuff that they can do, but
They'd
60
have to do something
frame.
massive to bring me back.
Yeah.
While you have games like Battlefield and Call of Duty, that's just,
How to do
I
it.
mean, they're better. Like they just do it better, and they run well. And it's not because it's this shitty little team versus the big team. Pub became the big team, and they didn't do anything with it. But that's the downside. You get this huge team in this game that evolves over time, and it just didn't work out. But it's still here today, even though it's kind of a fucked up game. But you get something like Sea of Thieves, on the other hand, comes out like bare bones, basic premise, everybody's fighting each other, Game Pass, you have a bunch of other games you could play even once you get started getting bored with it. And they kept like giving you these new titles every couple months, and we got a new big Microsoft game every couple months. There's no, you're not sitting there going, man, I'm tired of paying for Sea of Thieves now. You're like, oh, I ended up downloading out these 4 games, or I did that, or I played this. I would have never bought that. Let me try this game. And
Yeah.
I mean, I think Sony sees it, Microsoft sees it. It's like, yeah, it's the model. It's the Netflix model. Might not be streaming, but hey, yeah, you're going to be able to play your games. Be able to, yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I just don't see.
Well,
I see everybody. What's up?
real quick before we move on, as far as like you were saying that if you put Lawbreakers at Game Pass, you think that might save it. I think that the core game itself
No,
just
I'm
was
saying real quick. I'm saying it would have given it the opportunity to improve to a part where it could be saved. Like I said, like I just showed you 2 examples. You got Sea of Thieves,
no, yeah,
game that had bare nothing that ended up being great and is like critically acclaimed now. And then you have PUBG, something that's huge, had a steady stream of money, but just collapsed under its fucking.
well, the mobile version of PUBG is still pretty huge,
It is.
even if the console version and the PC version has died down some. The mobile version is huge. It's actually bigger than the PC version ever was. But anyway, besides that, let me just get my point across, and then you can rebuttal me if you want. I just think that the core game itself of Lawbreakers just wasn't good enough to even. It would never made it to that point ever.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what I mean? Like
I
there's something
completely
there. There was
look.
something there
I
with
agree.
TFT.
I understand. I think most people agree with you. I mean, the game flopped for a reason. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if you had at the time Sony's, let's say PlayStation Now, that was what Xbox Game Pass is at the time. They could have totally marketed under that pack, and let's say it was owned by Sony, because, like I said, this is a third party, so it's different. But let's say Lawbreakers came out, released on Play, they could have adjusted that game, completely redefined it in many different ways, where they didn't have to throw out the whole
Well,
fucking the whole
they did
thing.
do that with something though, Dustin. There was Drawn to Death. Remember Drawn to Death? They released
Yeah.
that and to not Games with Gold, but PlayStation Plus or whatever you call it. It was a free game that everybody got in the subscription service. You had to. It was an online game. That game flopped too. So
I'm
I
not saying they're
still
all going to
think
be winners,
it's credit.
but I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it can
I'm just
prolong the
really,
life and then allow these games a chance to actually take off.
yeah, but I think that people discredit. I mean, I'm not saying that this is what you're doing, but I think people forget how good of a game that Sea of Thieves itself actually is.
Or no, let
In,
me
in
rephrase.
that
Yeah, I think the core
that
mechanics to Sea of Thieves were always fantastic.
okay, that's
The
what I'm trying to get
core
at.
mechanics to Sea of Thieves, no matter what time you played it, when you played the game and had the controls in your hands, it was intuitive. It just felt right. There wasn't a ton to do, and it needed work on content, which it got
Exactly.
by having Game Pass sit there to back it up. But don't get me wrong, like a bad game will always be a bad game. If it's a
And that's
terrible, if it's super terrible at its core, it's never going to improve.
yeah.
Let's throw a game that's trying to come back for, I guess, the third time. Anthem. Anthem at its core, I think, has potential,
Yeah. But let
but
me let
they
me
don't have a solid revenue source coming in for Anthem development because nobody wants to play the fucking game except for Will, apparently.
well let me tell you why that is though, and why I think that is at
Because
least
it
in my
runs like
opinion on
shit.
that.
There's loading screens
No,
every fucking 60 seconds.
that's part of it. But Dustin, I think the fact that the developer who made that game had this game been made by like I don't know Ubisoft or something, that people wouldn't have so much of a problem with it. But the fact that it was made by BioWare, who made Mass Effect, who made Dragon Age Inquisition,
Oh, there was a
huge
ton of hype.
RPG,
I mean,
yeah, huge RPGs that
no
have
matter if
like
you're a
a
Sony
very
fan,
deep
Xbox
story.
fan, whatever, you were stoked about Anthem. It
Well, what
looked
I'm saying is
awesome.
that there were huge deep story games where this was the thing that was wrong with this game was it lacked in story and deep RPG mechanics. Like they were there, yes, but in
Look,
reality,
you
all
know
the
what killed
classes
the
were
game for me is when I
right.
jumped down. I had that moment of the demo. We went into the water, cooled down my fucking suit, and then I hit you go through this tunnel, and then bam, you're hit with the loading screen, and you're just like, what the fuck? Okay, all right, it's not that bad. And then you're like, man, this is a long ass loading screen. You finally get through that tunnel into this fucking dungeon, do the dungeon to get hit with another loading screen hitting out, and it was just janky. It felt janky. And it didn't, and you just didn't, and then the enemies were just kind of piled in. They didn't feel like it was strategic. It just felt like, oh, these are just gonna be random spawns that continuously spawn forever. Like nothing felt proper about it. It felt more like an MMO than it did a shooter. Like it's the closest thing to that. Like, oh, I don't feel like playing an MMO and just killing random pigs that I ever got in a shooter. That's
Yeah.
that's what Anthem feels like. It's like you're going to kill pigs on a stupid fetch quest in an MMO, and
Yeah,
it's
and the
just
problem
weird
is
for a shooter.
it's too repetitive, and like the end game is pretty much nothing. You're just kind of grinding for armors at this point, like cosmetics. I mean, they did. Speaking of that stuff, they did make an update that they said they're gonna still start prototyping and stuff like that. But it seems a little late for that. I mean, I feel like I want the game to survive. I want the game to like do better, but it's just like the timing of it just pretty bad. Like I don't know why they waited so long to do all this and forgo updates and just do the 2.0 thing. But
You know what
I mean,
Anthem would be great as? A mech
uh,
warrior game, mech assault. The
like a
assets would
looter
work.
shooter.
I'd love, fucking just turn it into mechs. Just let people shoot each other.
Yeah,
Just
that'd be cool.
yeah, like
I think we've been asking that for a long time.
Microsoft, like Phil Spencer already said that they are not working on a mech assault game right now, but because that was the game he would be most excited to bring back and work on. So don't expect mech assault in July. That's all I'm saying. But who knows? Maybe.
Isn't there MechWarrior for PC though that came out recently?
Yes, but the licensing for that, it's so weird because Microsoft does technically own all the licensing, but they let the other team use it or something. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know how they bungled their own franchise, but by locking themselves out of their own rights, that's so stupid. Like, can't you do make a MechWarrior? That's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Like, if
but
everyone wants like a good mech game,
yeah, We'll see. But I don't. I also don't see a mech game being a AAA game in the first place.
Yeah, only one they got close is Titanfall, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look where that's gone. Unfortunately, I mean, I think the EA has to like do a third or do some crazy tie-in with like Apex Legends so they can sell it or something.
All right. That's it for news. Actually.
Bleeding Edge got an update this week, where you can get. I think you get another stage and a new stage, new cosmetics, um, and what else was that thing? I think they added more quality of life stuff too, which is good. I'm actually playing it as we speak, trying to win this battle, but it seems pretty good so far.
Okay.
I like it.
All right. I guess we can get. Did you watch any anime this week, Steph?
You know I watch some anime. No,
What
I
you
watch
watch?
some.
What you watch, man?
I watch Hunter X Hunter.
How
I
was
watch
it?
Hunter X Hunter. It's good. It's good. It's good. Also watched a little bit of My Hero Academia. Now you know I'm on my hero shit, bro. You know I'm on that shit. So watch My Hero, watch Hunter X Hunter, as I already said. I feel like I'm missing something else, and I don't know what the fuck it is. Oh, I did start a new TV show. That's what I did. I started a new show. It's called The Pale Horse. It's on Amazon Prime. Don't know if it's good or not yet, but I'll keep you updated.
What's it about?
I know. I watched the. Okay, I'll tell you. I now. Oh, wait, now. Fuck that. Fuck what I was just talking about. I watched Solar Opposites. You know what I'm talking about? Solar Opposites.
No,
The
I've
Rick and
never
Morty.
seen it.
The Rick and Morty show. Like the creator, Justin Roiland's new show on. You must not know. Okay, Justin Roiland, the co-creator of Rick and Morty, he does the voice of Rick and Morty. He has his own show now on the Hulu. Uh, and the whole season's out. The whole first season's 8 episodes. It's pretty good. I was impressed. It even has like how Rick and Morty has like they do like the jump cuts and they'll have I won't call it a beat story, but it'll be like some random ass dude to be talking or something, and it seems like the story could be interesting what they're talking about, but they never go more in depth, and I can't even give you an example off the top of my head. But just get that they actually do that in this show, and I feel like that's the subplot or the sub story to the actual show is damn near almost as good or maybe better than the the main story, which is great. Like because like all the characters are different. It's like watching two shows in one. It's really good though, man. The show is it's a sci-fi show, of course, like Rick and Morty. The main character is an alien. Actually, I guess it's two main characters, but I feel like there's really one. But they're aliens. They come to Earth because their planet blows up or gets killed, blown up by an asteroid, and they're trying to terraform Earth, which they didn't realize they had to do that. But anyway, it's a funny show. It's good, man. Check it out if you have Hulu. But anyway, Pale Horse. Will, you was asking what it's about. When I clicked on it, I thought it was going to be about conspiracy theories because if you know who Bill Cooper is, he wrote the book "Behold the Pale Horse." It was like the first conspiracy theorist like ever. Do you know about that? Anybody? Nope. Anyway, um, he uh, he used to host I forgot the name of the radio show. I think it was fuck, what's it called? It's like the real popular one if you know anything about conspiracy theories. I can't tell you off the top of my head because I'm terrible at podcasting, I guess. But anyway, I thought it was that, but it's not that, and I think it's about a witch or
Okay.
witches or a curse or a hex or something. I haven't figured it out. I literally only watched the first episode last night, and I thought it was good, so I'm gonna keep watching it. There's 2 episodes out right now, so uh, it's good. It's good if you if you want to watch something freaky, watch it. Really haven't figured it out. I just know people are dying so far, so it's good. That's all I've watched on TV that I can remember to tell
Recall.
you about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I can remember to tell you about right now. What about you,
So,
Will?
Oh, wait.
Oh, go ahead, Dustin.
I was
Got a
gonna say I
question?
watched the current war. It's a movie. It's not an anime or anything. That was
Oh,
really good.
okay.
It's about Thomas Edison and
So
Nikola Tesla.
I got a question for you. Well, you just reminded me of something. Did you watch the new Justice League movie?
Yes.
Not the animated one.
Uh huh.
I value your opinion. People told me not to watch it. They said it sucked. Is it good?
I wouldn't say it sucked. It just. Can we save it for after the show? No,
Sure.
I mean just like I don't want to like make people have to skip. So I'll save it for we'll talk about it at the end. Like I have feelings about that. Feelings.
Okay.
But I've been watching Plunder. I'm enjoying that. What else did I watch? I've been trying to watch Guns Life. I just trying to get into it. Haven't at this point. I would recommend the anime, and this is without a doubt adults only. Do not let your children watch at all. This is very, very crude. Most adults probably won't even like it, but fuck them.
This is you talking about Plunder still or something else?
Shimonetta, Boring World where
Shimonetta?
the concept of dirty jokes
Where's
doesn't
this at?
exist.
What is this at?
It's on Funimation. Shimonetta.
They have stuff like that on there.
Oh yes, oh yes. So it goes around butt naked, because it is outlawed for all nudity, all bad language, everything. Everybody has collars on, and if you say or do anything bad, the government comes and picks you up and takes you away. So she has a phone that allows her to bypass her collar, and she is just trying to bring the world back into sanity, where it's not this like authoritarian state.
Yeah. How do you fucking spell that?
It's SHIMONETA. A boring world where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist. It is hilarious. It's a great anime, but it is totally inappropriate for children to an extreme degree.
Gotta suck at this one more time. This is for our listeners too.
Yeah,
Spell it again.
SHIMONETA.
Ah, got it. Got it, sir.
Yes. It is totally worth watching all 12 episodes as soon as possible.
She's not actually nude though.
Huh?
She's not actually nude.
No, it's not like, but she is unclothed and they cover her up with like essentially like 3 signs. Like she is for the most part, like even the cover art right now is her.
Look, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the cover art.
Yeah, like she wears like a white. She wears like a white sheet where she just flashes people.
Let's see.
And I'll put it this way, like pussy sweat or however they put it, they put it in that like language is a big thing where they mail it to people. One of the girls that's oppressed, like it is definitely not for children.
Sweat?
Like it, yes, that's the
Not-
pussy
not
juice. Like they wanted, like they the translation's weird, but it's literally depicted as like sweat. But it's just a crazy version of it.
Well,
Like it is,
my name's Sweat.
like I
White
said,
boy.
yeah, I know. But it's like it's to watch it, you'll really enjoy it, but you just need to make sure your kids are in bed. You'll laugh. It's funny. It's very crude, and the only reason we never get a second season is the creator died, sadly.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Yeah, but it is one of the most bizarre, amazing pieces of anime you'll ever watch. Other than that, that's all I've watched. I am gonna probably end up watching more. Was it Goblin Slayer? Because I've watched a couple episodes of that, but I haven't like finished it. So I want to see how that turns out because I was enjoying it. All right, Will? What have you been watching, sir?
Basically more Outlander. I'm almost done with it. I think I'm like 2 or 3 episodes away, but yeah, it's been pretty amazing. It's quite a good series. Definitely recommend it if you're able to check it out.
And it's
Besides that,
on what, Netflix?
yeah, first two or three seasons are on Netflix, and then well, the first two seasons, and then the last two are on Stars. So you can always like try that out for like a week, and then binge them, and then get rid of it. So you can always do that.
Yeah.
But
Alright.
yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I've been watching really. Other than that, I've just been gaming.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right, then
yeah.
what have you been playing, sir? Just get right into it. What games?
Yeah, so light Anthem play, just trying to get some better armors. Not better, but like cooler skins. um, what else I'm playing? PUBG, Apex, those two. Um, playing. It's a cool racer. It's called Xenon Racer. It's usually on sale for dirt cheap, like $3 to $4. Last week I think it was on sale for like insanely cheap. But it's a cool like futuristic racer. I think I might have talked about it before. Been playing Streets of Rage 4. That one got patched finally, so it's up to date. Um, some stuff still like little problems here and there, like the intro movie and the cutscenes are of a lower quality compared to the PS4 version, but it's pretty good. Played a bit of State of Decay 2 because that got an update for the I think it was like anniversary edition. So if you log in, you get like a almost like a Christmas light cowboy hat, which is weird.
Okay.
A little bit of Hunt Down. That's pretty much it. Not much more for me.
Steph, what have you been playing, sir?
I won't bore you with all my Call of Duty and Halo stuff, but more Gears Tactics, and I will say that fucking game's hard, bro. Damn it, it's hard. Real hard. Way harder than I thought it'd be. I'm playing this shit and I'm like, where's my I feel like I should have like two more teammates and I don't know if I'm supposed to like equip them or I gotta figure this shit out. But uh Gears Tactics, I've been playing that a lot. I was already mentioned Call of Duty and Halo. I want to say I played a new game. Oh, I went back and played some Days Gone on PlayStation because I want to beat that because my son is taking over my PlayStation, so I haven't been able to play it. So had a chance to do that, and so play a little bit of that. And I feel like there's something else new I played. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, but must not been that good. But man, I'm playing a lot of Call of Duty. I had a great time over the weekend playing. I was playing with Zaire and those guys. Man, I forgot how fun it was to play with people, a bunch of people that you knew, and not just like I know we game sometimes together. We'll do like Apex or
Hmm.
Call of Duty. But I mean like 15 guys, 10 guys, and play like customs. Jesus, I forgot how fun that was. So I want to say shout out to those guys. I busted all your asses, and I'm better. Just want to say that.
Steph just wants to
Yeah,
say he's the best. That's all.
bro, I
Hey.
was in there busting. I can't even front, man. I was in there busting their ass, man. And I will say I give some of these guys credit. Some of them are better than I thought, and they have gotten better since the first time I played with them. Because when I first played with them, I was dogging them. Like I mean, I felt like a god, but they got better. They have
Okay.
gotten better.
What
So,
game?
but
What game were you guys
but
playing?
we're playing Call of Duty. We're just playing customs, like custom, like team deathmatch or gun
Hmm.
game and stuff. It's a gun game. It's everybody gets the same weapon. It's kind of like Halo shit, but it's elimination.
Mhm.
Everybody has the same weapon, same secondary and tacticals and lethal weapons or whatever. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So elimination get one life, and it's like first out of 6 games wins the whole thing. It's pretty fun, especially when you got like 10 people, 12 people, five 5v5 or 6v6 or something like that, or even 4v4. And, they have their own special maps in Call of Duty. I don't know if you noticed, Dustin, but they have like really really small maps, and it's fun. But yeah, we should. I'd like to do that one time with us. Like we can maybe get a group of maybe a couple of listeners and get some games going, man.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, yeah, we gotta get Will to download the game, man. Like I would have got it for him, but He just won't download it.
I'll see if maybe I can free up some games just to play like a game or two. I'm
It's
not
like
really usually
120
call.
gigs, sir. Somewhere around there. Just make sure you have space.
Oh man, I thought it was like 100, but not 120.
No, it's more than it's almost 200 gigs now,
Is it?
Dustin. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
like
No, but you
180
wouldn't
something.
have to download the campaign. You can kill those. You would just
Oh
need
yeah.
multiplayer and
I don't.
the.
Does it give you the choice the first time you download it?
I'm not sure. I think if you download just Warzone to begin with, and then just do Warzone and then download the multiplayers.
Okay. Well, there you go, Dustin. Or not Dustin. Will.
I don't even know if that'll work, but yeah, that's how I would try.
But he's saying that you can download the free version first,
Yeah.
and then after you purchase the game or however you get it, or if it's gifted or whatever, then you just download the rest of it in sections because that's something new that they did add recently.
Yeah.
Like they have like a data file. Like you literally had to go and download. I want to say this was 2 updates ago, where it was game file 1, game file 2. It was weird. And then once you download them, it asks you if you want spec ops or maybe it's just called co-op. I don't know what the fuck it is. Regular multiplayer, Warzone, and then the campaign. And I I deleted the campaign, I think, or maybe I didn't delete it, or I didn't have to re-download it or something. I just realized that it had it all separated up in chunks, so where you could choose like Dustin is saying. So that's the thing.
All right.
Yeah, so that you shrink the game.
Yeah, it makes it smaller.
Mm.
But what? Let's see. What have I played? I played, of course, Call of Duty. Talked about Warzone. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey and really enjoying that. Talk about another massive game. What else?
Yeah, that's pretty. That's like,
It's
was it
kind of
120?
it. No, I played Red Dead 2 online. That's what I've been playing. Got a friend that got me into it. Been doing the moonshining quests, which are pretty fun. I know my group went into it, and then like half the people uninstalled Red Dead because it's still, it's a Rockstar game. The controls are, if you don't like them, you're never gonna love them. They're a little rough, but I feel like they should fix the controls in Rockstar. But
Did they update the online portion for to have the controls more responsive? I thought they
I
did that.
think,
Maybe they.
but still, yeah, they still didn't enjoy it.
Still,
Yeah.
are people still playing that game online? Red Dead.
Yeah, we had a full lobby. I mean, I haven't. It's not like I ran into like nobody playing, and I think they've sold. It's on Game. It just came to Game Pass, so there's that boost. Well, no, it left Game. No, it came to Game Pass. Yeah, GTA left Game Pass, and it came. So they have a community boost off of that alone. So like, I had a bunch of friends that jumped on it. Like I know none of these people own Red Dead, and it was literally like, hey, let's play Red Dead, and I'm like, I gotta reinstall it, okay, and
Yeah, that's annoying.
another 100 gigs later, I'm playing Red Dead because
So you got Call of Duty, Red Dead, and AC
Assassin's Creed.
Odyssey. So how many gigs is that? That's got to be like 300 something.
Easily, yeah. But
Jesus
then
Christ.
I'm looking at my hard drive. It says I have 106 games installed, and I'm like, yeah, but most of those are probably like 4 gig, 10 gig. Then you start looking at like Assassin's Creed or whatever. It's just like, yeah, 120 gig, 200 gig. Fucking, we're just getting to insane proportions in size. So, all right. But it's all I've really been playing.
Okay.
All right, so I guess we can get into. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for joining the show. Everybody for listening. If you do not want to have the new Justice League spoiled for you, this is where you tune out, I guess.
Well,
yeah.
I thought you guys were going to mention the Snyder Cut because that's been
Oh,
announced too.
Snyder Cut. Man, the Snyder Cut's happening, guys. The shit, I can't believe it. We're getting the fucking Justice League Snyder Cut.
Hold on, real quick. Can I ask why people care about this so much?
Because
yeah, they didn't like the weed version, so they wanted to see like the full director.
No, I mean I
take on
understand that, but like when Batman v Superman came out, and I was like, I don't like this. This is shit. or I don't like this as much as I thought it should have been a way better movie. And then when we got the Snyder cut, it wasn't like a dramatic difference.
Well, that's
So I
because there's a big difference between. I mean, honestly, I think there is a big difference between the theatrical release of Batman v Superman and the fucking
didn't feel like it
other,
was.
like the studio version versus the director version.
This is what I'm gonna do this
It
weekend,
applied
Jason.
context that fucking drastically needed to be there. Like, who's this random redhead reporter that gets shot? Oh, it's Jimmy Olsen, and they actually fucking say it, so it gives context, no matter if you like it or not. Like, fucking, at least
Context
it's
of
there.
killing
Like,
a character important to the Superman franchise.
yeah, like it's supposed to like have actual meaning, and like it just doesn't in the theatrical cut. But anyway, this version will have Darkseid. It's gonna have a bunch of shit we've never seen. It's supposedly like 4 hours fucking long, because it's
Dark
just a
Side
bunch.
is gonna be in this one.
Yes, Darkseid will be
Only
in it.
20 more minutes though.
Huh?
20 more minutes, right?
No, it's gonna
How much
be
more?
like another hour of no. I'll put it this way: compared to, he said that only a quarter of of the footage he shot actually went into the movie of the theatrical of Justice League. What Will did, but like his version is like, yeah, it's a totally different movie. It's based more on like Cyborg being the main character and fucking like the whole gang coming together. Of course, Superman comes back because he had died in Batman v Superman, and they beat up Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf gets his head tossed off. Darkseid comes in, crushes the head, and is just like, fucking, I'm Darkseid, and maybe we
Don't
see
talk
a
about me
fight.
like that.
Huh?
Don't talk about me like that.
Steppenwolf? Or you
Yeah,
Steppenwolf?
it's me. Steph Wolf.
Steph?
But how are they gonna do are they gonna reshoot the Superman like bad
Yes,
faith
because they
scenes?
already have they're not only are it's not like it's like there's a cut and he just took the scenes he wanted and put it in and then reorganized it and he's adding 20 minutes. They're giving them $30 million to finish shooting and to like actually send this thing out on HBO. So this is like a big deal. It's not like it's going to be the same. Like, this is an all new like Zack Snyder said, this is an all new thing. Like, this is not the same Justice League movie.
Isn't like Hollywood shut down for that type of stuff, or are they gonna like
I mean, you
just film
figure
it
it's going to
anyway?
open up over time, And this is a
Yeah.
lot of this is CG work that because a lot of the scenes have been shot, they just were never put into the movie.
Yeah.
Like, it is a lot of visual effects art that needs to finish, and like, so you're gonna implement Darkseid into it, you have to actually render him. But yeah, it essentially it would put back all the original Henry Cavill videos, so they don't need to use any computers to take out a fucking beard because they're not reshooting. They're going back to the original footage. Like, they don't have to reshoot because the footage already exists with Henry
Yeah, because the
Cavill
Cavill.
because he had
Yeah.
already fucking filmed it all without a fucking mustache.
Yeah, 'cause that stuff was reshot, right? The stuff when he's
Yeah,
like in the
like
camera.
pretty much
Yeah.
everything in that one was reshot completely to get rid of it.
Yeah, the only sequence with him that looked good is when he was fighting the Justice League. That's the only one that, because I don't think he had the mustache at the time. I think in that scene, or maybe they just fixed it well enough. But yeah, the scene where he's fighting the Flash and stuff, that was like the only one that looked good.
We have
That
a
looked good with
new
Cavill.
first time making it to finally made it to a live show. Woo! We have Zarya. I'm gonna fuck that. However you pronounce that. I'm sorry. I apologize. But we also have Infinity Line in the chat. Just
Oh,
want
hey,
to
Lion.
shout out to you guys.
What's up, buddy?
But yeah, it's $30 million. I can't. I'm stoked. I want the Snyder cut because honestly, that's what we've been leading up to. It's what it makes like Man of Steel, fucking Batman v Super. It's why it led up to that, not just like Steppenwolf. I mean, he's cool. He's a general, but like all we saw was the fucking we were getting premonition of Darkseid. All these movies, like man, it's happening. Like I was the in Man of Steel, we saw like Krypton's moon exploded. It's because that was Doomsday. It was hinted at. Snyder already like said, "Hey, it's there. Like this is like Doomsday's coming." We were dropping hints for this the whole time. Like you go forward. You got we've been getting flashbacks from Darkseid destroying the Earth. Like none of that materialized in Justice League, and it was supposed to. Infinity Alliance says he's hoping it's episodic. Yeah, I think that's what they're going with is 6. Because they talked about instead of doing like a 4 or 5 hour long movie, they would just do like 6 episodes and just reshoot. And honestly, if it does really well, that's awesome. Because I'd rather see a superhero, extended version of it. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get Ben Affleck back as Batman. Because I liked him as Batman. I liked him. Eric, I am not re-going through all the fucking news of the week just because you show up at the last minute, sir. It's not happening.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to this Snyder Cut garbage.
Snyder Cut? Snyder Cut, sir.
I'm not hyped for that because I
Fucking
can't get hyped for that. I mean, I saw Justice League. That's it. It ended there.
No,
I mean, I get people.
We're getting the Snyder Cut. It's going to be wonderful.
You want this cut because everybody feels that this man, Zack Snyder, deserves to get his fair share. He was taken down from Warner Brothers, which I don't even...
No, he wasn't taken down. His daughter died, and he stepped down from the movie production.
He stepped down. Sorry, I said that wrong.
Like, no, he was never fired. He was never, like, pushed off. Like, it was just, like, yeah, like a very huge dramatic event in somebody's life. He stepped away. Somebody else, they finished the movie in their way, and it's just and they reshot wait, real quick, Eric. They reshot pretty much the entire fucking movie, and then released it. And it's like you can understand why people are like, I was in the Zack Snyder. Look, I'm in the Zack Snyder camp. I watched Man of Steel. Watched Batman v Superman. I watched the fucking Aquaman shit, which is based off it. I watched the fucking Wonder Woman movie that's based off of it. Like, everything was going for this vision, and then y'all turned right to be a Marvel movie. And you fell on your face for that. That's why people want the Snyder Cut, because they want to finish this fucking journey where Darkseid beats the shit out of the Justice League. And that's what should happen. That's how that movie should end.
You're telling me that in the movie they have Darkseid fighting the Justice?
Well, Darkseid, in the original panels that, to my knowledge, what was going to happen is Darkseid was going to come in, grab Steppenwolf's head, rip it off, and then like throw it through a Doom portal.
That's crazy.
And then like fucking kind of back up and just kind of smile, and that you were just going to start seeing hell demons, and he was going to start invading Earth. It was supposed to be a 3-part movie, and then they turned Justice League into a 1-part movie.
I mean, that's pretty damn. That's pretty. That's the problem though. Like now that the DCU is over, right? So that even makes me. I don't want to see that. I mean, I know
it's not because we're still getting another Aquaman. We're still getting the same Wonder Woman. We're getting a new Batman, but you could easily explain that off just because why not? We're still getting the Flash. That's supposed to still come out from the same.
Flashpoint's still coming.
Yeah, supposedly.
Flashpoints. Wow,
and you could easily Flashpoint the whole thing anyway. So I mean, like.
Yeah, they can. I think they plan to do that.
I hate that trope. I hate it. And now we can get in. Well, okay. Now that we've covered that, we can get into the animated Justice League Dark Part 2 or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh, I gotta watch that. I didn't see it yet. Apocalypse.
Right. So my big problem, Justice League. Steph, are you there? I gotta make sure Steph's here.
I'm here. I'm just listening to you guys.
All right. So the big problem is they lean on fucking Flashpoint again. Like, it's just annoying. They changed the basic principle of Superman again, so that Superman's just like, let's go kill Darkseid. Huh?
You said they leaned on Flashpoint. What do you mean?
Like, they just use it as a crutch. Like, that's how they end. No, but the movie's dope. The fucking concept of every time something bad happens, let's just Flashpoint it. Like, that's fucking annoying.
They try to retcon shit a bunch of times.
They do retcon it. Like, they completely throw Justice League Dark under the window. Like, they just like, fuck it. Barry, run! Like, that's the end of the movie. That's
That's
it.
funny as hell.
Because it means the
That's
whole
funny.
movie doesn't fucking matter. Like,
Wow.
it's literally them going, like, okay, Superman's like, man, I really don't like Darkseid. Let's fucking kill him. And now Justice League's like, yeah, let's kill him. And then you have Constantine completely out of character going, maybe we shouldn't. And it's like, okay, fuck you, Constantine, we're gonna go kill him. The Justice League goes to fucking kill Darkseid. He knows about it because he's watching through Cyborg. And they get fucking destroyed. And then Superman loses all his powers. And he's just creating like this renegade band of misfits to fight Darkseid. Only to really lose again. For Barry
That's
to go,
bad- that's
run,
bad
Barry,
writing.
run. And then,
That's
because
basically bad
okay, so they save the Flash. Then the Flash runs back in time and completely erases Justice League Dark. Because
What?
why wouldn't you? Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. He goes
Wow.
back in time, so it never happened.
Crazy.
This wasn't based on a comic, right? Because usually most of them have
No,
been
this is
based
just fucking garbage. I don't think.
Yeah,
this is-
Yeah, I was about
this
to
is-
tell you, Will. That's straight garbage. That's ridiculous what they just
Jesus.
did.
And
That's
like, don't get me
messed
wrong, it has the quality of a
Wow.
DC animated movie. Like, you're still going, man, the voice acting's really good. It just this, like, you know what? Make Superman lose. Make Darkseid win. I don't care. But to use the Flash as a crutch every fucking time you need to get out of a bad situation, just to retcon it at the end, it just pisses me off. I don't like it. I'm
That's
not a fan.
crazy.
Not a fan.
I don't know what they do that for. No sense.
Why? No, because it's fucking easy and lazy writing. Like, it's just like, man, you know what? None of it happened. We're done. Man.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch it now.
Probably shouldn't.
And I don't even hate it that
Sound
much, to be honest with you. But talking about it and having time to think about it, yeah, it annoys me even more. I kind of felt
Man.
bored in a little bit of it. I don't think it was well paced. It felt like a way to give Constantine Superman's like good hero boy role. But even then, like I guess they kind of made Constantine more traditional Constantine. I don't know, because Constantine's a cool character. I love Constantine, but it's
Yeah,
just,
he is.
like, I don't know.
They don't use him a lot.
It is one of the few DC movies I would not like. It's not on my top rewatch list. You know, well, I'll put it this way: what if they did, Superman Red Son and Flashpoint that? Yeah, why not? It's just Flashpoint it. It's easy writing. That way, it doesn't grow up in Soviet Russia and Stalin doesn't win. Like, yeah, I just hate to add that at the end of the movie. You know, Superman Red Son was a good movie, and it's a good book because they don't retcon it. Like, they sit there. Welcome to the podcast, Psychotron. Red Son's awesome because it's its own story. Like, it's if Superman grew up in Soviet Russia, by the end of it, he becomes a reporter. Like, he's undercover, and he's just trying to do good because he's not he doesn't want to be a bad guy. And you don't have to fucking lean on Flashpoint to sit there and go, well, that's why it happened. Well, it's lazy writing, and I didn't like it. I really enjoyed Red Son, though. Like, I would actually recommend it if you are into like animated movies. Superman Red Son's fantastic. Will,
DC usually is on point with their Justice League movies. So that's kind of sad. Weird.
Yeah, well, they've been kind of like they're
Rough.
very hit and miss. Yeah,
Yeah.
very hit and miss with their animated.
Latest ones.
With their
Who
original
were the
series stuff.
directors of it? With the right directors, it has to be that. They did.
yeah, I'm not trying to
Yes.
hate on it nonstop or something, but just wish it could be better. Wish it could be better.
What are you talking about? You should be hating on it. I mean, it's DC. I mean, they're not used to the animated movie supposed to be good.
Look,
I
sir,
mean, jeez.
we could argue like last week. Just saying, it can go all out. We can have the epic Dustin Eric Dustin.
Where's
Battle of
the
the
Marvel
Beast.
animated movies? What about that? Where's
Oh,
Marvel
dude,
stuff? Marvel
nobody gives a fuck about Marvel animated movies. They were,
They need to make some. I don't know what's going on. Like some good ones they got. All these
Like,
Well, I think they
MCU
have.
stuff.
I think they have
there's
them
a
in the
couple
app,
good ones.
but they're not. I don't. They're not worth. Unless you're talking about like their Disney Plus Earth Mightiest Heroes. I thought that was pretty good. But then they messed it up and put the stupid movie roster and they made like its own weird mix of like comics and movies, which is weird.
Zay wants to know, when do we get to see Prime in the DC multi-universe or movie universe? I don't know, but Prime. I mean, they already fucking have continuity issues and everything else. I think Prime would completely you would need like 5 movies to explain Prime, and like to go through that story.
You mean the Ultraverse Prime or some other
No, I
Prime?
think he's talking about Superman Prime, which is
Oh,
I mean, essentially Crisis. Like,
oh, I
I
see.
think Crisis would be a fun movie. Um, and it would like awaken people's understanding of just how stupidly powerful Superman is. I mean, you would have to have him like it'd be cool to see him like killing just all the Green Lantern Corps and just breaking down all the speedsters because he hates them. Because they're the only ones that can actually even come close to challenging him. How do you feel about Prime, Eric? Do you want to see a Prime movie?
That would be awesome. Actually, I don't know why they haven't already had one. They could
Because
do it.
it's a whole lot of stuff, sir. It's a whole
They
lot.
could listen. They could do it. They've done the Green Lantern movies. They could do it.
No,
Well,
but
they
like Crisis is more than just like it's a lot to
Well,
cover.
look, it's basically DC's like Civil War, and it is a lot to cover. But they could do it. I'd be down for that.
I mean, do you start with just the kid believing named Clark Kent in the real world, and then he ends up having his universe destroyed and like going through that whole thing, or do you retcon
I
that?
think no. I think they're gonna have to make concessions. Basically, I believe that they would have to do. I mean, I know you don't probably don't want to hear this, but they might have to do like what Marvel did in Civil War. They gotta make concessions. They can't. You need to have like
No, but
three
Marvel didn't
different.
do a Civil War movie. They did well, they didn't do a Civil War animated movie. They did a Civil War movie where they completely chopped that thing up to a small little bit of what it is.
Yeah.
Isaiah says Azera, I'm sorry. He says that if they do it, they have to do it right or not at all. And I agree. Like you would have to do like 4 or 5 movies to actually explain
But
the
then
story of
would
Crisis.
fans? The crazy thing, would fans or people in general want to continue to stay around watch thing?
I don't know. Like I'll put it this way: if they wanted to do Crisis, essentially they would need to do an animated TV show just about Crisis.
Yeah.
And you know
Might
what?
have.
They could possibly do it on this HBO Now thing. But it would cost a ton, and it would be amazing because it would cover one of the biggest kind of plot points in comics. Period. Like Crisis is a huge event that kind of changed how how comic books worked. Like like, hey, we're gonna hit a reset button. Like we're just gonna do it, and we're gonna have a big battle to do it. All right. Is there anything anybody else wants to cover before we get to the end of the show?
Not really. I mean, I was gonna ask you. They never made an Infinite Crisis, like movie animated thing, right?
No,
Like DC.
no, none of the big Crisis events they've ever done.
So that's surprising. I mean, besides
I
Flashpoint,
guess
right? And
Flashpoint. Yeah, that would be the only one. But that's
I mean, they
Flashpoint's
can.
easy to tell versus
Yeah.
like trying to explain Crisis.
Well, they can streamline Crisis into like in a whole
It'd be a Superman
season series.
versus Justice League story, essentially. I mean,
Yeah. Well, they can do it. I mean, they can use the Titans from the Titans TV series that was good. The Good Titans series. And then they use those like that backstory and make Infinite Crisis.
That
'Cause,
would make what Crisis would make an awesome trilogy
yeah.
for DC. I mean, if they did it correctly, they would have to get every single like act would
I
have
mean,
to be on.
yeah, you would have to get all the voice actors that have ever done.
They have
Yeah.
to be on point. Actually, they should do like a CG version if they don't want to do live action, like like the Justice League. Make a CG only movie. I mean, we've seen it turn out well, and they have to have all the actors, from the animated series and the movies. It could work. It could definitely do that.
Have to
But do
streamline
you like? Do you have the Justice League beat Prime?
Mm-mm.
Because that's not how
I
the
mean,
story
after
ends. Like, Eric, do you know how Crisis ends?
I forgot.
Superman Prime goes back in time to kill himself and succeeds to stop it.
Oh, yes,
Because
yes.
nobody can stop him because he has zero weakness.
They could do that. What would people be freaking out in the theater?
Well, I mean, you would have like the fanboys that knew it and would love it, but then you would have people like, "What the fuck is this?" Because it's a weird end.
Yeah, it's a weird ending. Like what? It would be shocking. No, it would be awesome. No, it would be awesome to see that. They're like, what? They
Yeah,
would lose
because
it.
Super Prime kills himself. That's how Crisis
Yeah,
ends.
people would be like, and
Spoilers.
especially if you do the death justice. Like, oh my god, it would be crazy on screen.
I don't know. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for the show this week, guys. I appreciate everybody tuning in, hanging out with us. We'll be back. Man, if I could speak. We'll be back next week with hopefully a full cast. Eric, I'm going to try to see if I can commit you now to a podcast.
Sorry, I came in late there. I apologize.
Yeah, but until next week, we will see y'all later. Everybody, stay healthy, stay safe, and rock and roll.
Yeah, take it easy, guys. Thanks for coming by.